Hello and welcome to the third and final new series on the channel. I've revamped everything. Everything's been done. I was going to do Impact Wrestling 2020. Decided that wasn't good enough. So we're going to do the Ruthless Aggression era in TNA by Mr. Villman. We're not going to do all this. This is just telling you about stuff. This is Raw and SmackDown, what's going on over there. We're going to do TNA. So, when it comes to NWA World Heavyweight Championship, there is very little that Jeff Jarrett wouldn't do to keep the £10 of gold around his waist. After lying with the Director of Authority, Don Callis, the NWA champion made a decree to the entire roster. You're either with him or against him in quick fashion. The Kingdom Mountain has built a stable consisting of himself, Callis, Abyss, Kid Cash, Red Storks, going to Kevin Northcott, Joe Legend, Glenn Goodbody, and anyone else willing to pick sides. True to their mission, the NWA's champion comrades have interfered in these title events, including his championship match against AJ Styles on December the 3rd, NWA TNA pay-per-view. The interference led to Jeff Jarrett using his autistic equalizer to once again leave Nashville as a world champion. It's not been smooth sailing for him. He's a two-time world champion, NWA champion on his way. TNA's other authority figure, Eric Watts, who has booked Jarrett to defend the NWA championship against the Iceland Sting on the final live pay-per-view 2003. Over Jarrett successfully used a legal loophole to get around putting the title on the line. Watts gained a measure of satisfaction as Sting put Jarrett down for the count following a Scorpion death drop and an assist from AJ. So, Sting isn't the only legend who's come to TNA. Hotwood Roddy Piper has vowed to reclaim his turf in NWA in the year 2004. Never on show for Consergy what has Piper have planned, and then also on the final page of the year, Raven was once deemed a chance to claim his destiny as the Gathering Julian CM Punk turned their backs on the mentor and cost him an opportunity to chance for the NWA World Championship. So we've already got announced is Michael Shea will be putting up his result on the line in Ultimate X on second 2 on January 7th, which we are going to be doing. Welcome to the January 7th show, or Wednesday week 1 of January 2004. We sold out the Tennessee State Fairgrounds. So this show, because it's my first show booking as being the booker, as playing as I'm playing as Dixie. So I'm playing as the owner, but she's also the head booker because I'm playing as her, which is the first time I've ever done that. But I like to be the owner. It gives me more free rein on to hire people, especially in this sort of save. But yeah, so we got 950 in the original show, but we're going to go through the actual show. We got 1,500, so we actually got more than the actual real life show. In our opening match, it gets a 16, a terrible wrestling non-existent crowd heat. Let's just put that down and go to that screen. Chris Verne, Sonny Saki defeated Chris Verne in 3:20:52 by pinfall of the Sonny Acolytes now. Chris Verne 21, Sonny Saki 40. Got a 16. You know, they don't click. Fans were totally turned off by amount of having a match outside the pre-show, but they don't have any investment in. And this is the same for this match, but it got a 44, so this did better than the first one. And about a decent wrestling, but non-existent crowd. Kid Cash defeated Matt Sydal in 8-4 by pinfall of the Dead Level. You got Matt Sydal there hitting a 46, Kid Cash getting a 60, which is beautiful rating by Kid Cash there. Mighty Name and Don West sprinkle chemistry and calling matches together. The house quality and the colour commentary gave the match a boost. But then once again, we got this issue of the crowd not being turned off by having a match outside. But it gets a 44, so as I say, this is going to need some work for us. But I know more about TNA in 2004 than I do the WWE, hence why we're doing TNA. But I know what direction I want to go in. Then Kid Cash comes out and he asks for Mike and he gets up and asks for Mike. And Kid's like, I'm the biggest star in TNA right now. You're giving me this sort of competition. I want to challenge. I want someone to come out here right now. And when it's Chris Verne returns, he hits the ring and Kid Cash starts beating him down as the ref rings the bell. And that just leads into our next match where Kid Cash defeats Chris Verne in 58 seconds by pinfall the Moneymaker. Chris Verne 26, Kid Cash 61. The Team Watts versus Team Jarrett storylines advance this segment. I didn't realise we already had storylines going, but there we are. Storyline 32. We'll have to check the storylines after this. So we see Jarrett fight backstage. He's getting his boys fired up for their match later on tonight. And Jarrett's like, we need to go out there and kick their ass and win. We need to send a message that TNA is all about me. This is Team Jarrett and this is my team. And tonight you represent me. Don't let me down. And then when this Don Callis comes in, Don's like, after what happened last week, I was stripped by TNA management of my role. And the news boss will be here next week, Jarrett. Jarrett's like, what the hell? This is ridiculous. I'm going to go out there later and address this. He doesn't, because I've totally forgot to book that angle, but yes. Because I'm an idiot and I forgot to book it. But yeah, so basically he's like, Don Callis is We'll address that next week on the NWA Weekly Show next week why he didn't come out. But yeah, so Don Callis coming in and saying after what happened with the Team Jarrett getting interfering and stuff, and Don Callis trying to book Jarrett over everybody else, he's been stripped. So whoever will show up next week and take that role, it'd be interesting to find out. Goldilocks is backstage. She goes, I'm backstage tonight, and joining me in this time, the X Division champion, Michael Shane. What are your thoughts going into this Ultimate X match here tonight? And Mike's like, I'm ready for this match. I'm ready for the war, and I'm ready to keep my title. I'm the best in the X Division, and I'm going to go out there, and I'm going to win. And I will still be your X Division champion. And Goldilocks is like, back to ringside. And we lead into a nice little match here in about a subpar wrestling and non-existent crowd heat. Elite Skipper defeats Sharp Boy in 10:40 by pinfall. Elite Skipper getting a nice 67. That's beautiful rating by Elite Skipper. And Sharp Boy getting a 27. Now, on the actual night of the pay-per-view, Shane Douglas beat Elite Skipper via submission. I didn't really want to do that match. So it's one of the matches I did of my own accord. And I guess 56. We have Julio De Niro and CM Punk getting beat by the Raven and Sandman in 12:58 when Raven pinned Julio De Niro with a low flow thing. In terms of ring work, Raven was 10 shots over nuts. So yeah, Raven's the Gathering. On this show, at this point, the Gathering have turned on Raven. So this is the match where they've turned on Raven. They would have got the win over Raven. I can't remember. I think they pinned Sandman. But yeah, CM Punk 44, Julio De Niro 50, Sandman 41, and Raven 62. Who we got? Mike Tenay and Don West. Road Agent Don Harris. Got to 56. Not bad. This angle gets a 42. JB's like, next up, AMW and Styles take on Team Jarrett. And joining me now, Styles, America's Most Wanted. And Styles like, I'm here for the fight I had with Jarrett running around with that title. Right, I've had it with Jarrett running around with that title. Right now, Sting should be the champion. And he's not. But in good news, it looks like Don is out of power. Jarrett needs to realise that this is going to backfire on him. Fire. And I'm here for a war, and tonight it begins when we kick their asses. And James is like, sorry about your damn luck. They look really fired up, and AJ Styles came across well. James Bush was very underwhelming, but AJ Styles benefit from our catchphrase, and AJ Styles benefit being the flavour of the month. There's a second series now where I've seen this flavour of the month. I haven't got a clue what that means. I might have to go through the this at some point. Users, guys, companies, workers. See, there's just nothing about flavor. I've gone through all this before. 230 broadcast media game world. Potential fan base and built historical databases, dates and game websites, alliances, all that sort of thing. But there's nothing about the flavour of the month. I remember doing this before, but yeah, it gets 42. Not bad. This match probably the best match of the night. In a pool match, AJ Styles, America's Most Wanted, defeat Team Jarrett, Legend Kevin Northcutt and Abyss in 21:55 when AJ Styles pinned Legend with a Styles Clash. Abyss 41, Kevin Northcutt 27, Legend 39, James Storm getting a 44 there, Chris House getting a 41, and AJ of course flying above the rest with us 871. AJ Styles benefit being the flavour of the month. Great performance of AJ stood out. Mighty and Don West with good chemistry, which is good. Drawing is a 58, which is beautiful. And if you remember at this time of the year, around about November, these stop in September, so that's when they'll stop at the end of September. But in July or end of July, they started airing TNA Impact, and then they would move that to the Orlando Universal Soundstage, and then this would end in September with 110, I do believe, and then in November they would then have their first 3-hour pay-per-view. In real life. A video plays having the Free Live Crew versus Diamond Swinger. This was actually for the titles, but we ain't got the Free Bird Wall in prior. But in about a decent wrestling, but on retreat, Free Live Crew defeated Diamond and Swinger, went in 13:09 and BG Jones pinned Simon Diamond with a dog pound. Ronkin has got 64, BG Jones got 51, Johnny Swinger got 32, Simon Diamond got 53. I should have put Conan in on this faction because Conan and BG James are the tag team champions. Didn't realise that this was for the titles in real life. And it's quite a good match actually. Get a 57. This match didn't happen on the show, but in a tag match, Ikamo defeated Apollo in 6:09 by pin the Samoan drop. Trinity did some good work at ringside. Imco 46, Apollo 31, got a 44. I just wanted another little match on the show hard because I wasn't really filling up the hour, the final hour, and then that leads us into the final match of the night, which will bomb the show rating entirely. Actually, it's not going to bomb the show rating at all. It's going to actually do quite well. And this gets a 61 in about decent wrestling with another cheat. Michael Shane defeated Chris Daniels, Low-Key, and Chris Sabin in an Ultimate Eggs match in 21:52, and Michael Shane retrieved the item. Michael Shane makes defense number 1 of the TNA X Division title. Daniels carried the match in terms of ring performance. Sabin got a 47, Daniels got a 74, Low-Key got a 51, and Michael Shane got a 40. That's just the first show, so that is kind of me setting up stuff for next week. We lost popularity in one region, got 57 overall, increased popularity to 29 regions. So this show was all about copying what they did in real life, hitting for Team Jarrett down, also doing that beautiful Fatal 4-Way match, which was amazing. And we will see you guys next week for the final part of this episode, which will be the next NWO TNA pay-per-view, where it'll be a bit more structured and a lot more of the storylines in advance. We'll see you for that in the next. Last week's show wasn't that good, but it was our first show, and as I said, it was sticking to as realistic as possible, sticking to the original airing of that episode of TNA Wrestling. We're now going to go off on a tangent now, and we're going to do my own booking of TNA Wrestling, because all the people I want are here. Everybody's on the roster. There's going to be a different direction of TNA Wrestling. As Dixie Carter takes full helm. I've decided, because it's the first episode, you guys are going to get very lucky. Normally I'd only do 2 NWA TNA weekly pay-per-views in an episode. That's going to be the plan going forward. Every episode will only feature 2 bits, except for the local to global, until we start doing TV shows on that. Well, you get to see the booking for that. That'll be a bit different. But this one and Impact Wrestling 2017 are only going to have 2 pay-per-views, weekly pay-per-views or TV shows an episode, until I start doing taping Impact, and I'll do 4 at a time. Until we have to go up to 2-hour time slot. But yes, so welcome. And we kick off TNA Weekly with Jarrett storming out to the ring without his music. So there's no music, it's just like, oh god, he's here. And he's followed by Don Callis, and Jarrett's like, TNA Wrestling, come on then. What's taking over from Don Callis? Come on. Callis, come, I am here, I want to know right now. And with this, the bagpipes start hit the venue. The fans are going crazy as we know that Rowdy Roddy Piper is about to make his entrance as these bagpipes are hitting. And Piper's like, Jarrett, it's not me, it is Eric. It was. But I think it's time I get back in that ring tonight, as it will be Team Jarrett versus Team Piper. And throughout the night, you'll see some of the names I've got on my team, including AJ Styles. So we've got 2 members of Team Jarrett, and Jarrett's like, this is bollocks. I want to know who is replacing Don, not this crap. I'm going to the back to ask Eric. And with this, he storms out the ring, and we kick into the opening package for the night. When we come back, the announcers discuss what's just happened before we go into our first match of discussing this. So throughout the night, you're going to find out we've got 3 more people to be announced. There's a 10-man tag. We've got 3 more people to be announced in this for the main event tonight. And believe me, 2 of them are not that big, but the final one, I think it's quite a big name. In about a decent wrestling, but didn't have much, but a little heat. Eric Elite Skipper defeated Jay Lethal in 803 by pinfall. Elite Skipper 61, Jay Lethal got a 39. And Jay Lethal's debuted from Babyface comments. Got a 57. Beautiful match. Very happy with that. In a decent match, 3 Live Crew defeated the Disciples of the New Church in 13:53 when Conan pinned Slash with a 187. 3 Live Crew make defense number 2 of the NWA World Tag Team titles. Slash 41, Sin 27, Conan 49, and BG James 56. We are back at the Tennessee State Fairgrounds tonight. And 145,000. Sin has and James Mitchell have awkward pairing and now knows chemistry whatsoever. So that's fine. We'll take Sin away, having the manager, and we'll have him with Slash. And what we'll do is, as you'll see with the next angle, I forgot to set this up as a story because I've reset all the storylines now, just to simplify it for me. But yeah, so Sin, I'll sort Sin out after this. But yeah, we need to set this up as a story. I forgot to do this. So after the match, Sin and Slash attack BG James. And BG James and Conan, when Ron Kinnins comes out and he hits the ring and saves them, and James gets a mic, and James is like, 3 Live Crew, this is far from over. This is the beginning. Next week, be ready. The New Church will be 1 more. And next week, we take control. And we see 3 Live Crew edging them to get back in the ring, but New Church leave instead. Gets a 42. Not a bad angle. So yeah, we're going to have a 3-man booth and 3-man stable next week. We're going to add a new man to sit the New Church. I'm not sure who it's going to be yet. I might bring back one of the original members from the actual early years and bring him back. I might find someone else. I have got some ideas of who I want it to be. I don't know why Low Key's in this angle, because it's meant to be Lex Luger. So we're backstage, and this car pulls up, and out gets Lex Luger. And Lex is like, I'm back, I'm here, back in the Asylum tonight, and I am on Team Piper. So tonight I join AJ Styles and Piper, and tonight we take down Team Jarrett. Asylum, are you ready? We ignore that little mistake by me, which I do quite regularly. Is Lex Luger. So Lex Luger's on Team Jarrett. We've now got Piper, we've got Styles, we've got Luger. There's 2 more places left. Who else is going to show up? We get a video package that in 4 weeks, Sting makes his return to the Asylum and will address his future in the business. 4 weeks' time, ladies and gentlemen, Sting makes his return to the Asylum. And then JB's like, well, big news, 4 weeks, Sting returns. But joining me now, your X Division champion, Michael Shane. Last week, you retained that title in the Ultimate X. What's going on, and how do you feel about your match with Matt Sydal here tonight? And Michael's like, first Sydal is going to be easy. I've got no worries here tonight. Look, it was easy. Let them idiots fight. Stand and wait for my moment. And I did that. I came back as your champion. Now, I'm going to say this. No matter who TNA bring in, I will beat them. And I'll always be your X Division champion. Now, I'm going to go and have this match. And Jimmy's like, Lex Luger is back. And now Shane. And Michael Shane's going to be defending his X Division title. Tonight is huge. And then he gets to 28. Scott D'Amore's doing a rubbish job of being a road agent. I'll make sure I take him off this. And in about decent wrestling, but cheap, Michael Shane defeated Matt Sydal in 1340 by pinfall. The picture perfect elbow. Michael Shane makes defense number 2 of the X Division title. Matt Sydal 43, Michael Shane 42. Brilliant work. Got a 46. Beautiful match. Can't complain. But that was just a way to get Michael Shane to defend his belt and also to lead into this angle. So after the match, Michael Shane is given his title back, and then this guy just walks out on stage, no music, he just walks out, and it's Bryan Danielson, and he just points down at down the ramp at Shane and does the hand gesture to signal he wants that title, and then leaves the stage. And Shane is, you can see it in Shane's face, and he's looking really worried now. And that is to close out the first hour of NWA TNA Weekly Pay-Per-View. That's how we close out the first hour of this weekly pay-per-view, with Bryan Danielson making his in-ring debut. There is another massive debut here tonight. Hey, Sid Vicious. Woo! So we get backstage where another car pulls up, and this time Sid Vicious is in the car, and Sid gets out and goes, Sid Vicious is here in the Asylum, and tonight he joins Styles, Piper, and Luger to kick Team Jarrett's ass. So Asylum, are you ready? Believe me, there's one more person now. We've got Luger, we've got Vicious, we've got Piper, and we've got Styles. There's one place left, and he will be arriving in the car later on. Everyone arrives in the car. It's kind of fun. So next up is a video package showing highlights of Samoa Joe from Ring of Honor and so many more, and it says next live, and it gets 41. And this gets a 55 for a very short match, an extremely short match. Samoa Joe defeated Easy Money in 39 seconds by submission with a Kenichi clutch. Easy Money 50, Samoa Joe 76, got a 55. Welcome to the Asylum, Samoa Joe. And then we see a final car pull up to the Asylum, and out gets Hardy, and Jeff's like, I'm the final man in this main event. And next on TNA Wrestling, are you ready? So it's now time for the main event. We've got Hardy, we've got Styles, we've got Lex Luger, we've got Sid Vicious, we've got Piper, and they'll be taking on Team Jarrett, and that is next. Gets a 52 in a battle of good heat and decent wrestling. Roddy Piper, AJ Styles, Sid Vicious, Lex Luger, and Jeff Hardy defeat Team Jarrett, Johnny Swinger, Kevin Northcutt, Legend, Abyss, and Jarrett in 33 minutes 15 when AJ Styles pinned Jarrett with the Stars Clash. Jeff Jarrett sustained a stained biceps. Jeff Jarrett 62, Abyss 38, Legend 29, Kevin Northcutt 22, Johnny Swinger 23, Hardy 63, Lex Luger 60, Sid Vicious 61, AJ Styles 71, and Roddy Piper 74. Scott D'Amore was shit, as usual. Yeah, not the best match. Got a 52. We are going to lose popularity in our home region again. Oh, and after the match, we go backstage where Eric was standing. He does brilliant angle, actually. And Eric's like, Jarrett, you've just been pinned by AJ, so next week is going to be Styles versus Jarrett for that NWA World Heavyweight title. And that's next week's main event, ladies and gentlemen. We now know that next week, Jarrett will be defending that title against Jeff Jarrett versus AJ Styles next week, and it will be for the NWA World Heavyweight title. That's next week, live on pay-per-view. Are you ready? No, I'm not ready. I don't want to do this. 54. Shows lost popularity in one region. Johnny Swinger was slightly overused, Legend was slightly overused, and Kevin Northcutt was slightly overused. Didn't increase popularity anywhere, and we lost popularity in one region. This is going to take a while. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you next week for more NWA TNA Wrestling. Now, I don't normally do a quick interlude, but I have to, because Match of the Year candidate has ended. After last night's Monday Night Raw, I think we got a Match of the Year, as this match got 100 rating. Shawn Michaels versus Glenn Jacobs, aka Kane, was the main event of Raw this week, and Glenn Jacobs got an 82, Shawn Michaels got 100. But it got a 100 rated match. We also saw Randy Orton defeating Rob Van Dam. We saw Booker T defeating Vader. Goldberg defeating Matt Hardy. Molly Holly defeating Trish Stratus to retain the women's title. We had an interview with Chris Jericho, an interview with Mick Foley, Randy Orton's Kane, Scott Steiner and Cade, and Ginger defeating Ellie Park, Venus, and Storm. There's an interview with Trish Stratus. Gail Kim defeated Akira Hamada. Al Snow and Tess defeated Maven and Steve Richards. Victoria defeated Jazz, and Rico defeated Spike Dudley. Now, I'm going to announce stuff as it goes. These got 5 months left on his contract, so he will be shortlisted. Hopefully in 5 months' time we'll be a bit bigger than we are. There are certain wrestlers I would like to see eventually turn up in TNA. Can't promise that we're going to get them, but you know, like Chris Jericho. I wouldn't mind trying Shawn Michaels, but I think, yeah, he's loyal. Wrestler loyal to WWE, so we ain't going to get him. Rob Van Dam and Randy Orton we probably could get at some point. See, I don't think The Undertaker would come either because I think he's loyal. I've gone to the wrong place. Here we go. The under. Ooh. Unless he's under his actual name, which is Mark. There he is, Mark Calloway, active wrestler loyal to WWE. So yeah, those two people are out of the question, but everybody else in WWE are not. And we'll see you guys at the end of the road because we are close to NWA TNA weekly. Hello and welcome back. To the Tennessee State Fairgrounds tonight, and we've got we've got this really special complete package showcasing the rivalry between Steph Jarrett and Styles over the last few months in time, and then it says that tonight the title is on the line. Then we get Pryor on the stage, and then the announcers hype this match up before sending it to the back where JB is standing ready with Jeff Hardy. That gets a 58. Nice way to open up the match, really hyping up this main event tonight. And JB's like, last week Jeff Hardy made his presence felt in the main event. Starting this tonight is Hardy versus Abyss in a Falls Count match. And joining me now, Jeff Hardy. How do you feel about this match, and what is it like being in TNA? I know it's great to be in Asylum and here tonight, and Abyss in this match is dangerous. You cannot take the TNA monster lightly, but I'm here for a fight, and if he wants a match, I'm ready for the war. So all the creatures of the night, are you ready? Because Hardy is up next. Sorry about that. So yeah, we're opening up the night with Jeff Hardy taking on Abyss in a Falls Count Anywhere match in the Asylum. It's going to be awesome. And that's where we're going to lead. That's what's going to lead us into our next match. And it gets a 55 in about a good heat and decent wrestling. Abyss defeat Jeff Hardy in a 1v1 Falls Count Anywhere match in 9:06 by pinfall the choke slam. Abyss 39, Jeff Hardy 59. Mike Tenay and Don West have pretty good chemistry. Now it's called the match, and Abyss getting both gimmick. All green stuff there. I'm quite happy with that match. I wanted a match between Abyss and Hardy because they had an amazing feud originally in the early year during this time of TNA, so it was very important for me to showcase our ability. An extremely short match, Samoa Joe defeated Adam Jacobs in 125 by submission on the Kanichi Clutch. Adam Jacobs 41, Samoa Joe 73. Got a 50. Beautiful. And then we see Scott D'Amore backstage with his hockey stick, and A1 is carrying the Canadian flag. And Scott's like, this is Team Canada. And we are going to take over TNA Wrestling. We're here to destroy this company. We are here to prove that Canada is the best in the world, not the sticking stats. And that starts tonight. They sing the national anthem as they walk away, and I guess a 21. Beautiful. I'm just going to pause a minute just so I can quick. Right, we might get interrupted again because my fiance is on lunch. She's not ringing me though, but I might get a phone call from my doctors, so I might have to pause again. Let's try and get through this show before I have to. So Jeremy Borash is backstage and goes, well, that's not good. Team Canada arrived in TNA. But joining me now, Brian Zionson. Last week, Brian, you walked out and signalled you want an exhibition shot. What's on your mind? Brian's like, look, I've worked all over the world. WAW, ASAW, New Japan, and Ring of Honor, to name a few. Out of all those companies, nobody pisses me off more than Michael Shane. I've had it with his crap and the way he's treating the title. Look, tonight me and Seidel team up to face Shane and Chris Daniels, and next week I've got a number one contenders match with Daniels. You see, JB, I've got one mission, and that is to be the X Division champion. And JB's like, thanks, Brian, and that tag match coming up later. But first, Team Canada in action. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Next week's show, going to have a number one contenders match for the X Division title. Will be Chris Daniels taking on Brian Danielson, and that will be next week on the Impact on NWA TNA Weekly. Chris Daniels versus Brian Danielson in a number one contenders match for the X Division title, which will be our final episode of this thing. But yeah, that's going to be quite a good one. I guess 37, not bad. Quite happy with that. I've been to video shown to promote Sting coming up in TNA. He is coming up in less than three weeks' time. Sting returns to the asylum to address his career in 3 weeks' time. I didn't do a proper angle for it because I know what I was going to say. But in about October, Wrestlers and Karate Team Canada, Petey Williams, Johnny Devine, Eric Young, Bobby Roode, and A1 defeat Sharp Boy, Sanjay Dutt, Rick Santal, Jay Lethal and Chris Vaughan in 750 when A1 pinned Jay Lethal the press slam after Scott D'Amore interfered. A1 27, Bobby Roode 25, Eric Young 30, Johnny Devine 24, Petey Williams 27. So actually the best out of the Team Canada guys is actually Eric Young, but that's fine. Chris Vaughan got 30, Jay Lethal got 45, Rick Santal got 25, Sanjay Dutt got 41, and Sharp Boy got 29. Confusingly, Pete Dunne is on the different side of he's feldified. Scott D'Amore's a babyface, is he? Well, I need to turn him heel then. Gets a 37. That confused people. This match did well. About decent wrestling, but the non-existent crowd heat. Minoru Suzuki debuts defeated Marufuji in 7:39 by submission. Marufuji 41, Minoru Suzuki 54. Marufuji's debut is long lines gimmick, going to show great, and Minoru Suzuki debuts in martial arts gimmick, going to show code. This got a 53. Can't complain with that. Welcome to the company, Marufuji and Shinsuke Nakamura. If you know me, you know I'm a big fan of Marufuji, and Marufuji's going to show up whenever I can have him show up. So Marufuji's in the company. And this match is brilliantly. This got a 63. In about the great wrestling and a decent match of crowd, Matt Sydal and Brian Danielson drew with Michael Shane and Chris Danielson 12:03 following a double countout. Brian Danielson 71, Matt Sydal 49, Chris Daniels 73, Michael Shane 44. That number one contenders match is going to be the main event next week. I can see a good match coming out of that. So after the match, Michael Shane and Chris Daniels won't stop fighting despite the attempt to break them up. It's an all-out brawl, and they just keep brawling and fighting and beating each other up to the back. And the word is that Matt Sydal will get one more chance at Michael Shane, and that is also going to happen next week. It won't be the main event of the show, but yeah, that will also be for the X Division title, TNA X Division. Pre-book. There we go, Michael Shane versus Matt Sydal. Beautiful. And I guess a 30, not bad. Have we got any tea left? Yes, I have. So we see Team Jarrett in their locker room, and Jarrett's not happy, and he starts having to go at Don. He's like, Jarrett, this is not funny. I got to face Stars because he pinned me. Don, you need to get me out of this match. I can fight here tonight. I can't fight here tonight. I need a break. Get me out of this match. And Don walks off, obviously, to go and find Eric Watts to get him out of the match. In a superb match, Josh Barnett debuts defeating Lex Luger in 650 by pinfall the captured Buster. Lex Luger 60, Josh Barnett 55. This got a 62. One of our best matches we've had so far on the channel. Gets a 62. Not bad. Can't complain. In about October, wrestling non-existent crowd heat, Archer Kong defeated Amazing Kong and Lily Kai in 8:32, and Archer Kong pinned Amazing Kong. Archer Kong is now the NWA World Women's title. We are bringing the Knockouts division in earlier than actual real life because I enjoy booking women's wrestling, and that means the women's division. We have got a decent roster, and I think we can show that off here. I think if we go like that and then go female, I've got Archer Kong, Amazing Kong, Beth Phoenix, Kuriyama, Lily Kay, who is not actually on the roster, Natalie Deanhart, ODB, and Velvet Sky. So they're all a part of the Knockouts division and will appear on the show. Hello, Pussycat. Are you alright? Oops, sorry, Mick. I didn't mean to do that. I forgot you were there. Well, I didn't forget you were there, but I didn't realise how close you were to my foot when I moved it. But yeah, I guess 31. As I say, the women's division is something new. We've got to build it up. Oh, my eye's just gone. Oh, flip. I thought I wanted to get America's Most Wanted on the screen this week, so they have a match, and a decent match. America's Most Wanted defeated Gil Bildy and Young in 8:24 when Chris Harris pinned David Young with a death sentence. James Storm 44, Chris Harris 46, David Young 40, Glenn Gilbildy 48. Got a 49. Beautiful match. Can't complain with that. And then JB's like, it is next, and it is live. And that is the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. And now we've seen Jarrett Jarrett trying to get out of this match, but this match will go ahead as planned. And joining me now, the challenger AJ Styles. What are your thoughts going into this match tonight? And AJ's like, look, Jarrett's scared of me, and I proved it as he tried to get this match cancelled unsuccessfully. And tonight, I'm going to kick his ass and become a 2-time champion. You see, Styles is the greatest star, and tonight, I do it for me and all the Stars fans out there. I'm AJ Styles. I am phenomenal. With this, we hear a commotion. The camera rushes off, and we see three live crew laid out by the New Church, who are walking away and laughing. And there is a masked guy with them. His underarm and his slash was performed poorly, but everybody else did well. Got a 46. Of course, advancing the storyline between the New Church and Free Live Crew storyline, as well as the World Title storyline. Gets 46, and this match does amazingly well. Gets a 74, and in above it, superb wrestling and great heat. AJ Styles defeats Jeff Jarrett in 32 minutes 28 by Pin Stars Clash. AJ Styles wins the NWA World Heavyweight title. AJ Styles 81, Jeff Jarrett 61. Got a 74 overall, which is absolutely beautiful. And after the match, there's over AJ Styles celebrating, and Jeff Jarrett just looks really pissed off and jumps in from behind, beating him down. Of course, Jarrett's got his automatic rematch clause, which will happen, I'm thinking, not next week, but the week after, the week when Sting returns. Because I want to start a new storyline for Jarrett and Styles on that week. So in about 3 weeks' time, I'll probably do the rematch. And I'm going to put some clauses in so I can get rid of Team Jarrett and stuff and really start knuckling down on what I want for the company rather than this. And you'll see the future plans start coming in effect in February. But we finished the show there. And it gets a 71. The result show didn't result in popularity changes. That is because we have fallen behind, and what's happened is we're no longer increasing in popularity because we're in the shock phase. So it's really gutting, but that is the best show we've had. Let's finish the show there. Let's go to the main screen a minute. And we'll let this run. WWE house shows, processing workers, You can do all this rubbish, I don't mind. I'm about to get New Japan World working on the PlayStation so I can watch, because I've got three things of that to watch. I might put Dragon Gate on first, actually. But yeah, I can watch stuff on that. No, don't try and... I'm stroking a cat and being beaten up at the same time. Ow. Put your claws away. Right, anyway, so last night's Noah did great. Kenta Kobashi defeat... Kenta Kobashi is someone I would love to bring in. Kenta Kobashi, he's quite old at this point now, but as you can see, he's a road agent and wrestler. He's, 36 at this point. Kenta Kobashi, Yuji Nagata, not a bad show actually. They got a 73 overall. We also got we got 71. We got a sellout crowd. We got more pay-per-view, the highest pay-per-view buy rate we've had in a while, which is good. Tetsuya Kawada, I'm hoping next week's show will do as good. Last night 0-1. Not too bad. I have got a working agreement with stuff, but yeah. DDT, not bad either, DDT. But let's go into this, and we want to talk to Noah. We want to go to relay. I want to do this on camera. Negotiate. Adopt friendly attitude. We're too small, but yeah. So we are in the shock phase at the moment. That's why we're not increasing popularity or losing. So as you go to our size, we fell 1 point here on the first show. The first show we did. So that kind of put us in shock phase. But as you can see, I'm Dixie Carter, and I'm the owner. So that's literally what I'm playing as. I'm playing as a woman. But ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you next week for the final part of this episode, where we will go to the weekly pay-per-view, and the main event will be Brian Anderson versus Chris Dangles, and the number one contendership for the NWA World TNA X Division title will be on the line. Let's just get my teeth in, and that will be happening in a few clicks. So we welcome the festivities of TNA Wrestling, NWA TNA. I'm back upstairs now because I couldn't stay downstairs. I'm having some sort of reaction to the penicillin and I need to be on the bed. Let me just turn my Christmas lights on. Yes, I'm recording this. I got Christmas lights. Whoop, big whoop. So we open up the night. We've just had a great pre-show. I'm not going to show you the pre-shows, but we see the Free Live crew backstage, and PG's like, it's time for the one. No. For the one, not two, but Free Live crew to kick off TNA tonight. New Church, you might have knocked us down last week. We know the masked man was Tempest, and it's time you saw New Church, but we're not going anywhere. We are the best group in TNA, and we are ready for war. And that kicks into the I don't want to get done for copyright, so I ain't actually going to do it, but video package, and then we open up, and out come the New Church. And in a decent match, the New Church, Sin Slash and Tempest better known as Crowbar from the WWE, defeat the Free Life Crew, BG James, Conan, and Ron Killings in 48 when Tempest pinned Conan with a thunderclap. Ron Killings 68, Conan 48, BG James 56, Tempest 50, Slash 28, and Sin 24. Got a 54 overall, not bad. In a battle of Pro Wrestling, an unassistant crowd heat, Beth Phoenix and Amazing Kong defeat Aja Kong and Corey Yonama in 75, and Amazing Kong pinned Koriyama with Amazing Press. Amazing Kong 26, Beth Phoenix 13, Koriyama 47, Aja Kong 42. This got a 40, which is... These two have zero chemistry as tag partners, so they won't be tagging again. That's a 40, not bad. And then Joe like, tonight's main event is the number one contenders match for the X Division title. The winner of that match will face Michael Shane in 2 weeks' time at the end at NWA TNA Weekly Night of Titles. But joining now, Chris Daniels. Daniels, what is your mind on tonight going into this match? And I was like, look, it's this simple. I'm the best wrestler on this roster, and tonight, like I have done before, I will beat Danielson. This past week on Pro Wrestling Guerrillas, I was the star with Nash, and we won the tournament. I pinned Brian on that show, and tonight, the Fallen Angel will be doing the same again. And there's a 40, not bad. A video trying to promote Sting will be coming in 2 weeks from tonight. Sting will be in the Impact Zone. And we see Jarrett storm into Eric Watts' office, and Jarrett's like, I want my rematch tonight. I want my second chance. And Eric's like, no, you can wait for 2 weeks. You can get your rematch on Night of Titles. Oh, and that match will be inside in a steel cage. And if you lose, Team Jarrett ends. And then Jarrett's like, you've got to be pissing about you're an idiot. And then when this business tries to destroy the office, but Styles and Jeff Hardy come in and beat them up. And Eric's like, fine, you want to brawl in my office? Get in that ring. We have a tag match right now. Gets a 49, leading us into this beautiful, that's an amazing match. Gets a 62. In a superb match, AJ Styles and Jeff Hardy defeat Abyss and Jeff Jarrett in 14:42, and AJ Styles pinned Abyss with a Styles Clash. Jeff Jarrett 57, Abyss 44, Jeff Hardy 66, AJ Styles 71. And they got us a 62, which I'm very happy with. I didn't expect a lot from this match because Abyss in it, but a 62, I can walk away from that happy. Definitely. In a good match, Sabu and Dustin Rhodes make their Impact TNA debut, pay-per-view debuts, defeating Josh Barnett and Sonny Siaki in this save anyway. In 30:56, when Dustin Rhodes punched Sonny Siaki with the Lone Star mild. Dustin 63, Sabu 63, Sonny Siaki 44, Josh Barnett 57. I wanted to put Sonny Siaki into this match, build him up, see if we can start getting him up to the top of the ladder with names like Sabu and Dustin and that. And he gets a 61. That's 2 matches over 60 tonight. And Drew like, it's great to see Sabu and Dustin here tonight, but next up, that X Division title is on the line. And joining me now, Michael Shane. And Shane's like, tonight, I'm going to face Matt Sydal once again. Look, I'm the X Division champion. I walk into this match and I will leave champion. I don't care who wins tonight's main event. I'll beat them all. I will destroy them all with this. He walks off. And James like, I've just been told something's going on in the parking lot, and we've got a camera going there right now. So this gets a 44. So the camera runs into the parking lot where Free Life Crew and the New Church are having a massive brawl in the parking lot. You know the deal. Smashing up cars, using weapons until security come up and split them up. And as they get split up, they're still shouting at each other. James Mitchell Slash and James Mitchell Tempest during this segment. Gets a 44. Not bad. In a bad decent wrestling, Michael Shane defeated Matt Sydal in 15:30 by pin with a pitch perfect elbow drop. Michael Shane makes fans number 3 of the TNA X Division title. Matt Sydal 48, Michael Shane 44. Got a 51. Nothing to say there apart from it was a title match. So JB's like, what a great match. But joining me now, the new NWA World Heavyweight Champion, AJ Styles. AJ, what's on your mind? And so I was like, in 2 weeks' time, it's going to be me and Jarrett inside the cage. And on that night, I'm going to come out there and I'm going to kill him. If I win, Team Jarrett is done. And night tonight, when I team up with Jeff Hardy, I will beat him, and I will still be your NWA champion, and the one who killed Team Jarrett. And as AJ goes to walk away, Samoa Joe walks past the set, and he just looks at AJ, and then he looks at the title, and he just gives this knowing smile and walks away. Giving hints to a future storyline, maybe down the line, I don't know. Gets a 50, not bad. And then he's basically walked through because he's going to have a match and about that decent wrestling, but little heat. Samoa Joe defeated Heretic in 39 seconds by submission to Kunichi Clutch. Samoa Joe 70, Heretic 26. Samoa Joe came out the match looking good. The colour commentary gave a match a boost. Nice quality lift the match, and Mike and Tay and Don have pretty good chemistry calling matches. So once we go up from where we are now in size, I'm going to start taking TNA on the road. We're not going to go to Universal Soundstage with the TV tapings. We're going to do 4 weeks at different venues, starting off in the Tri-States when July, but we're only in January. But we'll have a look after this. I will come back after this show and we'll have a look at the roster now, and we'll have a look and see our money and stuff and see how well we did this month. But in about a good heat and decent wrestling, Raven, Lex Luger, and Sid Vicious defeat Monty, Ikumo, and Shane Douglas for 30-25, and Lex Luger pinned Monty Brown with a pile driver. Shane Douglas 51, Eco 48, Monty Brown 37, Sid Vicious 61, Lex Luger 56, and Raven 56. Why did this have slow build on? This wasn't meant to be a slow build match. It was meant to be a Royal Brawl. But yeah, anyway. Monty Brown's return to TNA, ECMO, of course. I swear ECMO is... You'll all be able to help me. I swear that's Umonga. If you know who Umonga is. It didn't work. Ugh. Trying to find something out for you guys. I swear it's Umonga. Yeah, Umonga, there you go. So ECMO is Umonga. We have signed into a permanent deal, so he won't become Umonga. He's dead. I didn't realise he suffered a heart attack. Anyway, Umonga's not alive anymore. I didn't realise. I actually did know that. I don't know why. I did know that. I didn't realise it was a heart attack. Yeah. So anyway, he's. I'll show you, and I'll show you after this what contract with who's on what contracts. So JB's like, well, next up is the main event, #1 contenders match, and joining me now, Brian Danielson. How do you feel going into this match? And Brian's like, what Daniels has said is true. But tonight, I'm not going to stand for the crap. You ain't got Nash with you to protect you. I've come to TNA for one thing, and that's the Ocean title. And tonight I prove in the main event, when I beat Chris Daniels, why. And Mike and Don, this match is next, and I hope you're ready for it. And he gets a 74. In a bout of superb wrestling and a decent reaction to the crowd, Brian Danielson defeated Chris Daniels in 26 minutes and 30 seconds by pinfall with a Dragon Suplex. Daniels got a 69, Brian Daniels got a 71. These two have pretty good chemistry lifting the match. Brian Danielson benefited from having a hot move, got a 74. And then after the match, Michael Shane comes out and beats him up with the title and imposes the belt to close out this NWO TNA weekly pay-per-view. That's where we finished the show. And he gets a 68. Increased our popularity to 30 regions. The fans were disappointed with less than the 3 matches had different names. We increased our popularity tonight in 30 regions with 68. Ladies and gentlemen, I can say I'm happy with that. We'll see you guys. I'm going to pause the game. I'm going to actually pause the recording. And I'll see you guys at the main screen when we'll go through the roster and have a look at a few little bits and bobs. So we are back. Welcome back to the main screen. The first time you'll ever get to see this, and probably will be the only time. Probably not the only time, but yeah. So let's have a look at New Japan Pro Wrestling, January 27th, 2004. Shibata defeated Yamamoto in a pre-show. On the pre-show, Tom Howard and Hiroshi Naga defeated Reuter, Chicken Zen, and Hiroyo Satu, or Suratu, on the pre-show. Misa Nagaga defeated Taguchi. Wolf and Makabe defeated Izukuka and Toriyano. Al Hijo del Santo defeated Masakio Norma. And Anjo and Fujuti and Iwana defeated Nishimura and Contraband Crew. Masati Yasuma defeated Hiroki Goto. Gedo and Jada defeated Kaz Hashai and Kendo Kazan. Teddy Yasaduda and Team No Fear defeated Hiroshi Tanahashi and Ball Power. Minoru Suzuki and Al Samurai defeated Tiger Mask and Nukuri Doi. And Pius Gunderman, Scott Norton and Jancha Tiana and Kensa Kasaki defeated Shinsuke, Bob Sharp and Tetsuya Goto. Not bad. Not a bad show from New Japan, actually. I'm quite proud of that. And we can bring Shinsuke Nakamura in on a handshake deal. Well, that's going to bloody happen. You know that's going to happen. We're going to bring Shinsuke Nakamura in. We've already got Minoru Suzuki on the roster. I wanted to have a quick look and see what Hiroshi Tanahashi's on at this time as well. He's on a handshake deal, but he's not willing to work in the States. I'd like you to consider, okay. Oh, yeah, he actually agreed. Let's do it. So we're going to do a handshake deal per show, and that's going to be another one of our big names. And the other one I was looking at as well before I push record again was Ketsuya Shibata. Of course, as a freelancer, he's not looking for any longer than 9 months. Ew. Okay. You're going to go for 3 months. Thank you, Corey. Piss off. Hopefully, after that 3 months, he ain't going to be a freelancer. But if he is, then he will leave. But that'll be fine for the 3 months, having him on board. He might not appear on every show anyway. But NWA TNA pay-per-view, we got a sellout crowd. And we did really well, as you can see. 68 rating and a sellout crowd of 1,500. The growth for TNA, there's been heavy rumours spending free. No, there isn't. Lies. OVW, last night, Boiling Service defeated Skyfire and Johnson. Mike Ball defeated Robbie Drobar. Alexa Lear defeated Venus by DQ. Of course, she would become known as, she's Mickey James in the game. But yeah, so Mickey James. Mac Capito and Tommy Dreamer backstage segment with Ivory. Rain defeated Passion. Backstage Shino O'Hare. Josh Matthews, who is a wrestler in the game at the moment, defeated Standing Thunder. John Henning and Disciples of Sin defeat Nick Dismore and the Troubleshooters. And Matt Capucci and Tommy Dreamer defeat Jersey Shore Crew. That's tonight. ASAW. Not a lot to say about that. Anyway, let's go on with what we're here for. I thought you might be interested in OVW. We're going to have a quick look around the world, as well as look at our kind of big Mirage, Jeff Jarrett's Mirage, Lex Luger has some Mirages. So yeah, the roster as it stands at the moment is A1, Abyss, Styles, Arja Kong, Amazing Kong, Andrew Thomas, Apollo, Romando Quintero, who is actually gonna goodbye. I ain't got anything for you. Beth Phoenix, BG James, Bobby Roode, Brian Danielson, Chris Harris, Chris Sabin, Chris Vaughan, Daniels, Punk, David Young, Diamond Dallas Page, Dixie Carter, D'Lo, Don Callis and Don Harris, Don West, Dustin Rhodes, Dusty Rhodes, Dutch Martel, Ekmo, Elliot Skipper, Eric Young, Eric Watts, Glenn Bildoody, Jens Mitchell, James Storm, Jay Lethal, Jeff Hardy, Jeff Jarrett, Jeremy Boris, Jerry Lynn, Johnny Devine. There is 62 people to go through. So bear with me as I go through the entire bloody roster. Where were we? Johnny Devine, Johnny Swinger, Josh Barnett, Julio De Niro, Just Incredible, Corey Yonama, Kevin Northcott, Kid Cash, Conan, Legend Lex Luger, Low Key, Mark Johnson, Matt Seidel, Michael Shane, Mike Mizanin, Mike Tenay, Minori Suzuki, Moni Brown, Marufuji, Natty Nadina, ODB, Petey Williams, Raven, Rick Santal, Roddy Piper, Ron Killings, Ruddy Charles, Sabu. Who else we got? Samoa Joe, Scott Demore, Scott Hudson, Shane Douglas, Sharpboy, Sid Vicious, Simon Diamond, Sin, Slash, Sanjay Dutt, Sonny Siaki, Sting, Tempest, Terry Taylor, The Amazing Red with the Sandman, and Velvet Sky. Let's go to creative meeting at the moment. So, financial players are most closely associated with Eternal Summer Shows from the main event scene, who is made of who makes fans to come to see, but they're in essence the face comic blows this show and who the creative team think are the best ones who should be the focus of the company at the moment. Well, that's Sting and DDP. Well, DDP's injured. Roddy Piper and Jeff Jarrett, they're your franchise players. They're the form names, as you'll see, heading into February when DDP comes back, and in 2 weeks' time, we will be pushing all of these guys. Next big things, AJ Styles, Brian Danielson, Michael Shane, Marufuji and CM Punk. These guys are about to get big stuff for the company. I'm about to shake up the roster entirely. I'm about to sort out the tag division so we actually bring in proper tag teams from the independent scene instead of having makeshift teams. Certain wrestlers I've gone through are going to be released. New wrestlers are going to come in. And we're going to start doing NWA TNA Weekly is going to go. And we're going to bring TNA Impact in for an hour on TV each week. Going forward because I enjoy it more, and that will be the next episode, and we'll be doing, but that will be in February time, as I said, but it won't be anytime soon. But that is what we'll be doing heading into the new year. So July time we'll bring in TNA Impact, and then in September, end of September, we'll stop doing these. Then in November we'll do our first big pay-per-view, 3-hour pay-per-view event. We've got so Hot Prospects, Mojo, Brian Danielson, Marufuji, Amazing Kong, and Mike Mizanin. So our top hot prospects. Wrestling history has shown that almost no one's guaranteed, often his ability to talk. Roddy Piper, Sting, Dusty, Dustin, and Raven are Talk the Talkers. Our showstoppers are AJ Styles, Jeff Hardy, Brian Danielson, Dangles, and Diamond Dallas Page, as you've seen These names are all going to be in the main event scene of the next ring. Ring Generals: Bryan Danielson, Jerry Lynn, Chris Daniels, Raven, and Sting. Who's Hot? Jeff Jarrett, Sting, Ron Killings, Raven, and AJ Styles. Who's Not? Hardy and Luger. And then I don't really look at the hidden gems because I have used the hidden gems a bit. But you got Steve Corino, Frankie Kazarian, Nigel McGuinness, Kenny King, and Alex Shelley. Frankie Kazarian, Nigel McGuinness, and Ken and Alex Shelley will probably come in at some point down the line once I've done a bit of clearing out. We're now a medium-sized company. So what's going to be happening over the coming weeks and months is I'm going to start moving this away from the asylum. And by that I mean not going to be going to the Tennessee State Fairgrounds anywhere. And the reason for that is we can get a lot more fans in bigger venues to see NWA TNA Weekly pay-per-view. And I think we're going to get more money that way. Here's hoping. So this week we're going to be on the road, our first show on the road. But as you can see, that's the revenue we're at the moment. I think we're going to make a loss this month. But ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you guys in the next episode number 2, when you'll get another 2 NWA TNA Weeklies. We'll see you for that on the other side of this.